What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I just want to take a few minutes here to kind of chit chat with you guys about some stuff. So anyway, I recently uploaded a video of a trout that I was carrying, which you can see a clip right here. I uploaded that to some of my Facebook groups that I'm in, some fly fishing groups, and people lost their ever-loving mind over it. They, oh, you're going to kill the trout, you're handling it with wool gloves on, you're going to take the slime off of it and everything. These are things I already know. Not every single trout that I catch goes back. Not every single trout is released. So, you know, I just want to kind of have a conversation about that, if you guys want to stick here with me. Anyway, if you're still here, like, subscribe, ding that bell icon. Anyway, let's talk about it. For over 30 years, I've been an outdoorsman. I grew up in Michigan. I grew up on rivers, lakes. I grew up hunting with my old man. And, you know, we always followed the rules and regulations because we always wanted people in the future to be able to go out there and enjoy the same kind of things that we get to enjoy. Catch the same kind of trout that we catch, shoot the same type of deer that we shoot. You know, we harvest responsibly. But recently, when I uploaded that video clip, the people in the fly fishing groups came unglued. You know, some came to my aid, others wanted to crucify me. I just want to talk a little bit about who this channel is for. That way there's no misconception about what we're doing here. This channel is going to be for the person who's beginning to fly fish. This is going to be for the person who's intermittent at it. You know, they've been doing it, but they don't do it that often. And maybe an expert pops over here, and maybe they learn something new. This channel is for everybody. Specifically, this channel is going to be geared towards kids, guys, girls who didn't grow up with a dad, who never had an opportunity to go out with their grandfather, somebody who never had the opportunity to go with a buddy, or they're afraid to ask questions to their friends about, hey, which fly do I use? How do I match the hatch? How do I cast? How do I do all these things? Because if you remember, you were once there too. We all had to start somewhere. Some of us had really great teachers. I had my father. Others, they don't have anybody. So we've got to be that person. When I first started off fly fishing, I kind of fell into it a little bit by accident. Now I've been doing it for about 5 years. With my level of experience, I'd say that I could talk on the subject a little bit. I first started really getting into trout fishing as an adult, maybe about 8 years ago. And at that point, what I did is I went out and I bought a cheap $9 Dock Devil from Zebco, and I attached some MEP spinners to it just to see what would happen. That's how I caught my first trout. I caught it on spinners. I've always used MEP spinners ever since I went out with my father. So I'd spent a few seasons doing that. I really enjoyed going up and down different rivers and streams, and I really felt more connected with the rivers and the trout by doing so. Let's fast forward a little bit. I wanted to get into fly fishing. I was intimidated by it. So what did I do? I didn't buy a fly fishing pole or anything. I sat back, I watched some videos, and I started to learn a little bit about it. I spoke to those who did do it, and you know what? I slowly started to gain up the courage to grab some gear. Let me tell you a little bit of a story about how I got my first fly rod. So my wife and I, we were at a wildlife dinner in our local community, and at that dinner, they're having a raffle. So we got our tickets and everything from coming in to eat supper, and we threw our tickets in different spots, and wouldn't you know it, my wife threw one in on a cheap fly rod setup. And this part might shock you. She won it. So she was really excited. She gave it to me. She goes, hey, here you go. Here's a fly rod. I know you wanted to get into it. Take this and start practicing with it. So you know what I did? I went ahead and I put it under my bed. And that's where it stayed for about a year. Because with all of all of my research, I was reading comments, and I noticed that a lot of people were extremely critical of those who were just starting out. So it was intimidating. One day I decided to pull it out from under the bed. Opened it up, and you know what? I took it out. I watched some videos on how to set it up, and it wasn't the most glamorous thing. I put it together, and I took it in my backyard. In my backyard, I decided that I was going to try to learn how to really cast it. So I started out. I looked at your regular casts. I grabbed a hold of it, and I went with it. And you know what happened? I smacked myself in the side of the head at least 10 times. But as I got better at it, I was like, okay, maybe I'm ready for the next step. Maybe I'm ready to get a better setup. So I went ahead. I saved up some money because my family always came first. I wasn't born with a silver spoon up my ass. Everything I had to work for. And all the money that I set aside for my wife, my children. So I started looking at the prices of these things, and it freaked me right out. Eventually, I gained up enough courage to go ahead and buy a nice fly rod. Well, I say nice, it was nice to me, and a nice fly reel. And you know what? By the time I had the fly rod, the fly reel, the backing, the fly line and everything, I was about $650 deep. Take a look right there. This is my fly rod, reel and everything. And this is my bag that my wife got me for Christmas. I didn't even spend the money on it. She did. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit more since I'm out here about, about gear and everything else. So I'm out here. It's middle of February, almost the middle of February, and I'm just out here enjoying fishing. I showed you guys some of my gear, and I want to talk a little bit about the channel and where it's headed. I appreciate every single one of you guys who are out here, who are subscribing to my channel, who are liking the content. And honestly, I couldn't even have asked for what I've got right now. I think we're at 1,083 subscribers. You guys are fantastic. I'm gonna get you some more great footage, and yeah, let's see what today has to offer. It's a beautiful day. The river's just a-rolling, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you sticking with me through all of this, through growing the channel, and you guys are really special to me. Even if I just had one person watching, it'd be worth it.